David, how do you feel about your team at this point? I mean, you're starting to get guys back. It seems like, you know, I don't know if I can get a good read on them from afar. What's your read on this team at this point?
You know, I think considering what we had to deal with in the preseason and the fact that we played first quarter of the season without our starting backcourt, you know, we've done a pretty good job in terms of competing and positioning ourselves. Now we're not yet where we want to be, and with Shump coming back the last game and KYRIE soon to come back, I believe we'll still go through another period of adaptation and sort of putting that all together. But overall, pretty good.
How do you keep those guys that filled in for Shump and KYRIE? How do you keep them motivated?
Well, they're going to play. You know, they'll just be moving back a little bit, perhaps in a number of minutes. But you know, that's a unit that we played with last year a great deal, and you know, when we were all playing and all healthy, we were pretty good, and guys were satisfied with their role and their minutes. So I'm not too worried about that.
How are things different for you, with this time this year as opposed to last year when you guys were kind of in the, LeBron wasn't playing, you guys were kind of in the heat of some tough times that obviously came out of. How do you feel personally different at this time this year than last year?
Well, right now, LeBron had yet to sit down for those few weeks, but we're coming up to that period of time, let's put it that way. We are a very different team now than we were then. We were a very different team January 15th than we were at that point that you're talking about. And we were pretty doggone good going down the second half of the season and into the finals of the NBA playoff. It's a very different feeling overall for us as a team. You know, we really we went through a great deal. The return of Braun to Cleveland was a big thing, rightfully so, and the expectations obviously were very high. The fact that we changed the team significantly mid-year once we got everybody on the same page and healthy, and we're able to really turn into a highly competitive and very good team. Obviously the year turned around. You know, personally I just feel a lot more at home. Things are a lot more familiar to me. I've been able to come into the season with some experience and a lot more knowledge under my belt, you know, after perhaps thinking that I knew what was going on and recognizing really that it was a different ball game altogether. Getting a chance to go through that with all the ups and the downs and the trials and the tribulations and you know, and then ultimately the successes that we had, it's just a better feeling to come back kind of knowing the environment better and knowing a lot better what to do.
David, I'm not suggesting that you would need one tonight, but who on this year's team would be the enforcer, maybe in a more politically correct manner, like just someone that you think brings toughness?
That's a leading question,
I'm
Joe.
just asking. Put on my mind.
I think everyone has to play physical and fair, and I think that you know, that's the approach.
Was this during your tenure here with the Cavs? There's been a couple of games where you said that you look back and said that the emotions of that game probably got to you guys, and you guys didn't play the way you felt.
Again, Chris, I'm sorry.
A couple of games in your tenure here, you talked about there being a couple of games that where the emotions of that game got the best of you, like it was too much. You guys weren't able to focus on the game. The opening night game was one.
Talking about last year?
Yeah, last year.
Man, that's a lifetime ago, guys.
No,
give me a break. Let me move on. You know, we're in our second year after the first quarter of the year. You know,
Coach, I'm asking if this game has the potential to be one of those games where the emotions can get the best of the situation.
I don't think so. You know, I don't think that circumstances are a lot different. You know, we all know what happened in the playoffs last year. We all know what kind of series it was. But you know, our message is that we got to go out and play hard, play physical, and play fair. That's the right way to play. That's what the message is.
What kind of unique challenges does this Boston team present you? And they're a different team than last year too.
Sure. Yeah. They were good last year, and they've improved themselves without question. They've also got a year under their belt. So does Brad. They've been playing really good basketball. Very, very competitive team. And, we're on the road in a tough arena to play. No one knows that better than I do. And, should be a tough match.